Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. Mm-hmm. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're
then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
Then the pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. Mm-hmm. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council. Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person. And if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Greetings, good people. You know how I gotta start the show off. Moment of silence for my brother Jamel Raymond Bishop. This is King Porter Feather Friday. Also, a moment of silence to Shantae Ricky Lee Alexander. Thank you very much. I'm here today with Mr. White. He's back in the building. How you doing, Mr. White?
Oh man, it's a privilege.
Okay. Come on now. Okay, how you doing, Mr. White? I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, bro. I'm doing good, man. I'm just happy to be back in the building.
Man, you got a permanent home here. I told you that. I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing. We had to bring you in today for this topic. Yes. Well, shout out to Lady Lee. She's in traffic on her way. Shout out to Q. She's on the road. Hope you drive safely. Shout out to Dev. Dev out in the world doing something, getting some money, I guess. But today's topic is sexual addictions. And I think it's a pretty interesting topic because I'm pretty sure some people say sexual addiction. How would you be addicted to, how can you be addicted to sex? Well, me personally, I believe that it's true. I think it's certain things that trigger things in our brain, you know, that cause a little chemical imbalance that could put you on that path where, you know, you can turn to a sexual, I don't want to say predator, but what you think?
Man. When you made me aware what the topic was, I immediately went in and started doing my homework. Mm-hmm. And that chemical you're talking about is it's called dopamine.
Dopamine?
Dopamine.
Okay, dopamine.
Yeah. Man. I think first and foremost, and I'll probably repeat this again at some point in the broadcast, that sexual addiction is first a spiritual issue. And the spiritual issue is self-control. Right. Whatever your impulses are, I know we're speaking specifically about sexual addiction, but whatever your impulses are, self-control is what one would be lacking. So the struggle or the challenge is who or what do I turn to so that it's non-existent in my life at this point? Or do I just continue to do what I'm doing, right, to gratify that craving that I have? Because it comes down to a craving.
Right, right.
You know, and the psychology piece that I looked into is really, it's a big component of it as well, because now I choose to believe that I have to do it in order to satisfy or fulfill a need. So I looked at anxiety and how that plays a part, and how some people fall into psychological traps of, now that I'm stressed out, I have to do X, Y, Z. And they look at the tendency is to look at all these other things outside of us to help us to fix the issue that we have within us.
Right.
And that's where the cycle repeats itself, and if we're not careful, it can become an idol.
True, true. So, but is sexual addiction bad, you think?
I don't think it's, I don't, and you ask me.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
So,
yeah.
I don't think it's bad for married couples.
Oh, okay.
I think that it was initially created so that the man and the woman, can have fun within that dynamic.
Right. I think it's a stress release, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So, I guess my question to the viewers and anybody that's paying attention is sexual addictions bad? And what is the cure for sexual addictions? That's what I really want to know. I mean, I understand the piece about the having the self-control and the discipline, but on the flip side of it being a stress reliever, how can it be bad? I don't know. It's like, it's a crazy situation.
When we talk about stress relievers, obviously there are a lot of alternatives, right?
True.
But we choose to use that as a release. So here's my question. Is the stress completely gone after the experience is over? That's what it really boils down to.
True. I don't think so. I think it's gone for a minute. Temporarily.
Right.
But then it comes back, I believe.
Absolutely.
I think so. It comes. It's just once you do have the sex or whatever, it puts the Band-Aid on it for a while.
Yes, sir.
But then that wound gonna start itching.
Yes, sir.
That Band-Aid gonna come off, and you're gonna have to go back at it again.
Yes,
and
sir.
Again and again. So I don't know. But another thing I was thinking.
Yes, sir.
Mental illness has a big part to play in sexual addictions, I believe.
Absolutely.
Because once we thought about this topic, like you did your homework, I started to think back when I was in the group homes.
Okay.
And actually catching residents in the act.
Okay.
And sitting wondering like, wow, what made them do that?
Yeah.
You never know.
True.
So whatever they were going through mentally, I guess translated into them acting out in a sexual manner, and it pleased them for a minute.
Yes.
So that's a tough one. I mean, I wish we had a sexual, we have one coming if she makes it, a sex expert that maybe talk to us about it. Hopefully when she gets here. But sexual addiction, I just wonder how they treat it. I mean, how is it clinically treated?
Well, I did see that sometimes it can be treated as an obsessive compulsive disorder.
Right.
Because there's an obsession, and then there's a compulsion as well.
Okay.
In the mix. And what the government will do is say, okay, this is the issue, and they'll write you a prescription for whatever. I don't know what that is.
Right.
But the danger in that is that it'll cause us to rely on whatever the prescription is.
Right.
So again, it's still somewhat of a dilemma, because you're looking outside of yourself to resolve something within you.
Right.
And just going back to your group home experience, I learned that sometimes sexual addictions can be a result of childhood trauma.
Yeah, or abuse.
Yeah,
right.
Or abuse.
Right.
And the whole, being a young adult or adolescent, our minds haven't really developed. So we're trying to figure out how to express the trauma or the abuse that is taking place. And sometimes, masturbation can be a result of that.
Right.
Or sometimes, on a farther side of the extreme, it could be, something that leads to pedophilia. It could be something that leads to obsession with rape and things of that nature.
Right.
So it could be very dangerous. But what I don't, and I hope that the sister that comes in hits on this. Pornography is a big door that opens up, that leads to those sexual addictions, because psychologically you can begin to look at women like objects.
True.
Yeah.
It'll take you to a point where you're looking through women, you're sizing them up, even though nowadays in this culture and society that we live in, a lot of things are not even left up to imagination anymore because people are not wearing clothes.
Right. Yeah.
But there was a time when we were coming up where you had to imagine.
Yeah.
Because women were more modest back then, as in comparison to now. But pornography opens up a big door for that.
Yeah, you got a point. Yeah, pornography. You got those addictions too. You're definitely right. But I don't know. I guess that's something that I don't know. I'm eager to learn more about because, like I say, when it came up, I was like, never really touched on. We talked about everything on this show, but never sexual addictions.
Yeah.
Like, I know about drug addiction. Yes. Sexual addiction. Yes, I've heard about it, but I don't know. I guess and then us being men.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's women that are addicted to sex too.
I'm sure.
So, but they may keep it a little more quiet, but I don't know. That's a good one. So we will get into that topic and see what you all think. Feel free to call us up at 410-702-5657. We would love to hear your comments, questions, or experiences. Please call us up and let us know what you think about the topic of sexual addictions. That's the first part, and later on we'll be getting into, is a topic important as far as in a relationship or in a situationship? How some people, dwell on the topic, or they let the topic, they let the topic define what's going on instead of the actions between the two. So we're going to talk about a few things today. I see a few of our listeners and viewers are on. Shout out to all of y'all. Oh, Chad said adrenaline can play a part in it.
Adrenaline. Okay. Okay.
You might be right. Hey, adrenaline, Ritalin. I don't know. But I'm gonna definitely do more homework on this, and we're gonna talk about this more. I would say this won't be the only show that we'll talk about sexual addictions. We're gonna talk about other addictions also. But as far as sexual addiction, if it's anybody know anything about any medications that they may put you on, and I'm just anxious to know. I want to know what calms that fire when you're revved up to get that thing off of you, to get that monkey off your back. Then I really want to know, like, for a person that is addicted to sex, when they don't get it, what do they do? Do they just masturbate? Could that possibly fuel a rapist?
It's interesting you said that.
You never know.
I was looking at serial killers one day, just studying childhood trauma because I have a background in psychology. So I was studying child psychology, and I was looking at what happened in the childhood of these serial killers. And it probably wouldn't surprise you to know that Ted Bundy was addicted to pornography at an early age.
Okay.
And if the listeners know anything about Ted Bundy, he did some things that we would deem to be very grotesque. Like having sex with dead bodies. Like very, very what we would deem to be extreme. But here's this guy who looked like the average guy with a family. Very educated, but he had these demons that he never dealt with in childhood, and he had experienced, if I'm not mistaken, either him or Jeffrey Dahmer experienced some childhood rape. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And it manifests itself when it's not addressed in your childhood.
Right.
It manifests itself when we become older. To the point where if you read Ted Bundy's story, even with his, I don't know if it was his wife or his lady friend, there were times where he asked her to act as if she was dead during the act, the whole sexual experience.
That's sick.
So, but again, a forest fire starts with just a small fire.
Right.
Just a strike of a match.
Yeah.
And you got a blaze in California, right? So just going back to how pornography can open up that door, especially in our childhood, if we don't know how to deal with that psychologically, man, you add trauma to that, you can forget about it.
And that's, now that you put it like that, you threw the pornography out there, funny story. And all right, I got an uncle that all my mother's siblings moved out of the house. You know, you still got grandma's house.
Yes.
He was the uncle that stayed in the house.
Yes, sir.
All right. Shout out to my Uncle Reggie, man. But anyway.
Yes, sir. Uncle Reggie.
I'm being nosy one day, right?
Yes, sir.
So I go in his room.
Sure.
And open the closet door.
Right.
He got porno books stacked.
Absolutely.
Movies. Oh, I go grab a movie. I go downstairs, living room, bow, door. If somebody's opening the door, I'm in court. Boom. Put the porno in.
Yes, sir.
And it's crazy that I still remember this. All right, put it in. I ejaculated, right?
Yeah.
That's the first time that I can recognize that I can do that.
Yeah.
Young age, I like the feeling.
Yes, sir.
So for days after in middle school, 7th grade, grandma's house, I'm getting in grandma's house after lacrosse practice. I'm going upstairs in Uncle Reggie's room. I'm getting the porno and I'm putting it in every day.
Absolutely.
So I must have been addicted to porn back then. But I came out of that, I will say. But
yes,
it's funny that like that could have turned into something else.
But
hey, we gonna get back to y'all. Don't go nowhere. This is It Is What It Is Radio. We'll be right back.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to
It's time for a flashback.
Now, I'm not gonna say all Aries don't know, but
It's just the one you had. That was
this
just.
particular one, like, you know. But it's always something that you can.
Go ahead, Bliss. Can you recollect any signs that you might not get right?
October 15th or 16th. What is that?
And Libras.
See, I've had some good Libras and I had one really bad Libra, but he was white, so he to this back anyway, so I don't.
Wait. Hold on, wait a minute. Demonstrate. You got to demonstrate the back.
No. Ain't no way.
Not the how they bust? Boy, show how they bust.
And then want to cry afterwards. I mean, what the is the point of the tears? I mean, I can see you shake, yeah, and shake it off real quick. But you crying? F out of here.
What was he crying for?
Cause baby, this big baby. You in? I got that good nasty bitch. The shame.
McLean's Couch every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back? Yes, we are.
We're back?
Yes, we are. And I'm joined by two lovely ladies. We got Lady Lee and Go-Go in the building.
I'm here.
Ladies.
Hello.
Oh, shout out to Joe. What's happening? Tanika Brogdon, how you doing? Andre Young, Chad Davis, and all the other people. We love you. We're talking about sexual addictions, ladies.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought we had a little commercial break up in here.
Yeah.
We're going to do the commercial break first.
Oh yeah, we're going to do the commercial break first. I'm sorry. We all, look, see what sex make us do? Lose your mind. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, hi, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. We do want to take a moment of silence and say rest in peace to Aretha Franklin and Senator John McCain.
Yeah, R.I.P. Moment of silence, I guess. Yeah, moment of silence.
Moment of silence.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. She did sing that, right?
Yeah, she did.
Sure.
Really? You don't know Aretha
I had to make sure.
The queen of soul?
Yeah, the queen.
Okay. Yeah,
you're right.
The queen.
So, what is y'all take on sexual addictions?
So let me start by saying there are a number of sexual addictions. It's not just sex. People have addictions to porn, masturbation, masochism.
What?
Masochism.
What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
It's like when they like it rough. It's like a higher level to liking it rough. So they do certain things that normal people, well, I shouldn't say normal. They wouldn't do the things like regular sex. So they do stuff like whips and chains, strangulation, hardcore. I mean, the things that you see in your normal porn videos. That's basically what they do. They do restraints, tied up, being bound, or it's a number of things that they would do. So but the thing is, I think that the addiction comes from, it's leading from a deeper cause. Sometimes it's abuse. Sometimes it's trauma. Sometimes people have been through a number of messed up situations, messed up relationships. So what they tend to do is they act out the addiction. Right. It's the same kind of addiction. It has not been clinically aimed at, but it's the same kind of addiction as like using the drug. Okay. They chase that same feeling that they had the very first time it happened. Okay. So, some women like to be choked or strangled, so they take it a little further. They wait until you choke them so bad that they black out. They have, yeah, I know. It's a little rough. I know. It's a little rough, but some people, especially people that are sexually frustrated, it's like a release. So same thing with masturbation. Sometimes they can't get off with the person they're with because they've already done it so much with themselves that they can only get. It's like a mind thing. You know, you trick your mind into saying, I'm the only one that can get me off.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a number of addictions. I think there's some people that are addicted to sex. They don't realize that they are addicted to sex. And usually they start off a lot earlier in sex. And a lot of times it's from like your babysitter, you know, like the babysitter kind of raped you.
Babies, why have none of my babysitters ever mess with me?
Well, see,
all my teachers.
But let me say this: it's not a good thing because it's like you take control over somebody. Right. And the thing about these addictions is somebody actually has control over you. So what they do is they allow you to release an energy and release without being in control of anything. So what they normally do is, especially like the strangulation, asphyxiation and the strangulation, what they do is they will choke them until they black out. So like they waiting to get choked so good that it's like, boom, I can have sex and I can be choked out all at the same time. And it's like a high.
Tanika Brogdon says it's usually a cousin.
It may be a cousin. It is. It's a cousin, a family member. The sad part about it is these things happen and nobody really says anything because they're kind of scared to tell.
Right.
You know, like the abuse with the priest. You know, you had what's his name? Dante. Can't think his name.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Him and I grew up in the same neighborhood. We went to the same church.
Right.
Nobody knew that he was being abused until he decided he was going to shoot him.
Right.
And he probably had that pain and that hurt over and over again. So, you know, and some people retreat, you know, so you have that fight or flight sense. So the fight or flight sense, you decide whether you want to be a fighter about it or do you want to just stay reserved and get scared about it. So I know people are laughing. They was like, trying to get the same, Chad says, trying to get the same feeling like the first time. Absolutely. But like a drug, your body gets used to it. So you're chasing the first feeling, which leads to the addiction. Exactly. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So what happens is when you try to get that feeling back and you can't reach it, you go for more harder things. So you then may again black out. You may get some kind of relief. You may get a sensation like if I do it again or I do it harder, you know, it'll happen more. Same thing about the suspension. When people are suspended in the air and they're like unable to do this. Because usually when you're about to come, you kind of want to retreat. You want to bring yourself back. But if I have you suspended like this, you can't come back. You can't put your legs together.
Right.
Right. So.
Ooh. Well, I will say this. Every time you come,
you learn a little something.
I learn a little something, but you're bringing them out.
Yeah.
Sabrina, your baby Bonsu, says she likes getting choked.
Well, it's a fine line between choke to death, choke to black out, and choked.
Yeah. Hey, Sabrina, can you please call us up at 410-702-5657 and let us know, do you like to be lightly choked, heavily choked, choked until you're about to black out, or choked until you black out and then get smacked to get back up?
Well, see, sometimes, and I'm going to say this, if you've ever watched any of those shows like I'm Addicted To, people are addicted to the sensation, not the act.
Right.
So when somebody is kind of like restraining them, that's what they're attracted to. It's an attraction. So, and same thing with people that are masturbators. They masturbate and they continue to do it because it's like, I want that same sensation I felt. I can get close to it, but maybe not close enough.
Right.
So, you know, like they had the guy, and this happened here in Baltimore where the guy had the gerbil in his butt.
What?
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah. So so what they do is they put gerbils in their butt, and the reason why they use a gerbil, just like a mouse, is spineless. So he can go straight in the hole and just run around. And they run around in the anus until basically they pass out because they suffocate. And then they try to shit them out or take them out. And people sometimes, I know you won't see this a lot, but you may hear it. Like on the movie Snowfall, they put drugs in their butthole because it goes straight to the bloodstream, and they can get higher faster.
Man.
Or they take those. We also had this happen in Baltimore not too long ago at Johns Hopkins. You had the guy who vacuumed his penis. He wanted that sucking and pulling feeling, so he kept on doing it, and then his penis got so big because he was so erect that it got stuck into the vacuum cleaner, and they had to call 911 because they couldn't get it off of him.
What?
But people, that's why I said the extreme is the addiction. You know, they're here, but the extreme goes a little further. So, I know, but hey, you asked about addiction, so this is what happens. Yeah, this is what happens. So.
I think we gotta go to a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
You use Tearless baby shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, one with a home run,
hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a -65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're
then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like -65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 120.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Read her stuff.
Yeah, because that.
Lady Lee's on it with that.
Okay.
I'm looking at these comments.
Okay,
Lady Lee, you got something for us?
Yes, look us up on any podcast service like iTunes, Google, Spotify, and many more. Search for Be Exposed Radio and catch up with us on your schedule.
Oh, okay.
You got to check out some of these comments.
Okay.
Chad Allen Davis says it all starts at home when you're taught either in a good traditional way or an abusive way.
Chad, I would agree and somewhat disagree. The reason being is because you can be raised in a good home, but you might have somebody on the outside that taints what you've been taught or what your teachings, I should say. So like your mom and dad could do, you know, a A+ job, but you might have Sally at school that says, if you tell your mom and dad, you know, I'm going to kill them or I'm going to hurt them, and then it makes a child, you know, change their mind. And some people, and I shouldn't just say children, some people are just weaker in the sense that something will happen if I don't do what I need to do, or they feel that they have to take the challenge. So I do agree and then disagree. A lot of it starts with what's actually going on in your home and in your outside life.
Right. Okay. Tanika Brogdon says, does that mean that all people that is sex addicted bad people?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they're bad people. I believe that it's a fine line between addiction and loving or liking sex. The addiction is when it goes just too far, and it's a mental thing. That's where you come in, Darrell. That's where Darrell comes in to help out. But no, I wouldn't say they're bad people. They just enjoy sex, and they enjoy sex in a different kind of way. And sometimes it's not really an addiction because you like it. It's an addiction because you can never get back to where the original feeling was or sensation was.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that. But I was asking Darrell on a break, you know, what has he ever come across any sex addictions? So, and he said,
no,
no, not yet.
None that I know of.
Okay. Well, do you have abused people, like have you come across abused people and not abused sexually, maybe, you know, abused mentally by someone outside the home?
Oh, absolutely. Inside and outside the home, certainly. And I'm with you on the fact that, well, one of the
comments
people who commented, I agree with what you agree with in terms that, you know, it happens if we're not cautious and more cognizant as parents,
right,
of what we instill in our kids. You know, we can't control everything.
Right. Absolutely, we cannot.
But we gotta make sure that our patterns are more consistent than not.
Right.
So
and the lines of communication.
Absolutely.
Right.
So when we coming to the table, when we breaking bread, we're not pulling out phones.
Right.
Right.
But we having some real conversations about this kind of thing.
Right.
What the tradition is, or what it should be, what it should look like. Right. Because we have so many. I think about a buddy of mine who jokes with some of the kids from time to time. He said, "How many of y'all have Pornhub on your phone?" Right.
Ton of them.
A ton of them.
Yeah,
do. Right.
a ton of them do.
Right.
Because that's where they kind of learn it. They don't have the opportunity to talk to their parent about it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of these parents, they so busy being their friend, they're not giving that adult, straight up, daddy, mommy conversation.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got to do a better job at making our kids comfortable with having those kind of dialogues.
Exactly.
And even if it requires, I remember a couple of shows that came on Netflix, right? I watched it first. It was about a young lady who was raped at a college house party.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one.
I don't remember the name of it.
Right. I saw that
I watched it first, and then I said, okay, this is appropriate, or a good segue for me to have this conversation with
Absolutely.
my daughter at the table. So we talk about sex. We talk about these kind of things because it's a teachable moment that we should take advantage of. But if I'm busy, am I being an adult, or if I'm thinking about me?
Or if you're telling your child, don't watch that.
Right.
Don't watch it, don't watch it, don't watch it.
Without giving
And guess what's going to happen? Boom, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
I'm going to watch it on the low, and I'm going to tell all my girlfriends, and I'm going to say, yeah, you know,
Yep.
and then you don't get the opportunity to put that segue in.
And then it goes into phases, because then I go from that phase, right, to now I'm at school and I'm wondering, or at least listening, who's the one that's easiest?
Exactly.
Right. Because now I can put into practice what I'm watching.
Exactly.
Right? True.
Yeah.
Because she's easy.
Exactly.
And then it just gets progressive.
And you basically, and I hate to say it this way, but you mind fuck them. You know, you basically, because the thing is, let's take, high school kids. High school kids are entertained by other high school kids and people that are out of high school. So, they go into these, like when we used to go to school, they go to these football games or these basketball games, and these alumni or people who have already graduated come back, let me tell you about this. Nah, I ain't that kind of guy. Come on, go with me. Listen. I'm telling you, I'll be like a big brother to you. Yep. Boom. Then I got in my car. Once I got in my car, I can do pretty much anything I want to. Because now I've already put in the work. And because her mind is so, I want to be down, I want to be in with the crew, and my father's working. He never talked to me about that show I watched. So I'm going to just go ahead and take information from my peers who don't know as much as me. Same thing about the younger kids. They out here having sex with each other. And like the one thing that it kind of stunned me, this hand, foot, mouth disease. I see people sharing drinks that hardly know each other. And I mean, they all on the same cup. They sipping out the same straw. And I'm like, I'm terrified. But these kids are like, yeah, that's my friend. I'm gonna give him a drink.
That's my bro.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, let me sip off that same straw you sipping off of. You don't know what's in my mouth. Right. You don't know who I've been sucking, what I did with it. If my father might be doing something to me, you don't even know. But now you've passed on more and more. You're too familiar and comfortable with people. I tell you, I'm almost on my birthday. My birthday is Sunday. And one of the things that I just keep saying, this birthday, I have to acknowledge my mother for being that parent. I could come to my mother and say anything. And the crazy thing is, anybody who knew my mother could come to my mother and say it. A lot of my friends that had sex for the first time told my mother before they told their own parents. But if we had more of an open communication, we would be able to do that. My son is 20, about to turn 21, and I'm like, my son tells me everything. So this what happened, and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh my God. In my mind, I'm like, I can't believe he just told me that. Because you don't want to hear that about your child, but it's like, okay, I'm glad you said something, and I hate to put my son's business out there, but he got burnt one time.
Thanks, Mom.
I know, right? Thanks, Mom. Look, Mom, thanks. So he got burnt one time by this little girl. So and the crazy thing is, he had never been in that situation before. He didn't even know what it was, but he was like, oh my God, Ma, come in the bathroom, look at this. And I was like, what? Wow. So when I walked in there, he was like, this hurting it. I said, oh, baby. I said, we're going to have to go to the doctor now. And he's like, what's wrong with that? He was like, why is it hurting? Why is it burning? I was like, yeah, you got burnt. I said, you had sex without a condom. No, I didn't. That's the only way it can happen, baby. I said, baby, guess what? Don't lie to me. It's already happened.
It's already done.
I said, so now we have to take the steps to get it cleaned up, get it, taken care of. But for real, he was listening to his friends. His friend said, dip it in vinegar, you could clean it with a Q-tip. I said,
oh, man.
No.
That man up.
But you know what? Because they didn't know either. They had never been burnt. So they just like, clean it up, put bleach on it, put, you know, anything that would clean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, do this, do that. Nah, son, we gonna have to go get something.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it's true.
So just imagine how many young women out here who can't go home and tell their parents.
Or how about young women
anything
fishy and don't know why? It's not because you fishy, it's because you and him didn't match.
Right.
Your pH balance is off.
Right.
You ain't fishy because you grew up that way. You fishy because y'all didn't match.
Right.
But nobody says that.
Right.
Nobody's talking to them. Nobody's saying, hey, baby, you got to sit down in that bathtub. You can't keep on taking showers.
Right.
You know, you got to make sure you wear a condom. He can't just keep on, I hate to say it, ejaculating into you. He eating all of these, you know, McDonald's sandwiches every day. Seriously.
Right.
And the thing is, the girls are not even understanding what's happening to their body.
Right.
So they're like, you know, and they think, oh, it's a little funky. He ain't say nothing, so I'll keep having sex with him. I done had sex with him. I done had sex with him. I done had sex with him. Then I'm letting them take condoms off. Basically, we spreading all the germs back and forth.
Yeah.
Now, I done spread it to like 3 other guys. Y'all don't know. Y'all ain't gonna know until y'all spread it to the next chick. I know I'm on fire over here.
Right.
But they don't have that conversation. And like you said, Darrell, you know, we need to have an open communication. We need to stop being so busy. You know, we can't say, hey, all right, baby, look, get your homework out. Come on, get your homework out. Take your phone. All right, let me take care of this while you say whatever you're saying. You need to really have that sit down time.
That one-on-one.
Yeah,
which is missing these days.
It is. It is. And I mean, not just with the kids, but even the kids that have kids. You know, you got the babies that have babies. You know, the 15 and 16-year-olds. They don't know how to raise a child because you were so busy not raising them. You know, so they're doing the same thing that they see, and it's a vicious cycle. Read something. Somebody says something.
Look, these comments is jumping. My uncle, shout out to my Uncle Ronnie. My Uncle Ronnie said,
Ronnie.
He said back in PPO32.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we were limited to a shot for gonorrhea or craps. Now you die from AIDS.
Absolutely, and that's because you got the mixture of venereal diseases. You know, you got the mixture of this person is already carrying something in them that's wrong.
Right.
Now I want to have sex with him without a condom. Then I have sex with you without a condom. Then I'm going around and passing it. Y'all having sex with other women without a condom. And then you keep coming back to me, and it's like a mixture. Like they have now, what is it? Herpes simplex 26 that's killing people.
Hold up. I remember 10, so we went up.
It's another strand. And then what happens is these strands are multiplying into something different, and they can't give them that same antibiotic and knock it out. You know, you can't take an antibiotic for 7 days anymore. Same thing about the flu. Every year the flu comes out, they say, come get your flu shot. Oh, it's a new strand of the flu now. Now we got to give you this flu shot with a mixture of this flu shot to get you. But guess what? If you don't talk to your children about that, you know, they were talking about today, giving the kids condoms in high school. Nigga, give them condoms in middle
school now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like these are kids that are experiencing it because their mom and dads are not home. And believe me, I'm not blaming the mom and dads for working because I know we got to do what we got to do, but we also have to listen to our children.
All right. Hey, we got to go to a break. We will be right back. Please don't go nowhere. Get it spicy, so grab your popcorn.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child, and believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, with millions of YouTube views.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We appreciate y'all for taking time out on y'all Friday to check us out.
I love the discussion. I really do. I'm glad everybody's commenting. I don't see too many EIB people, but EIB, if you're here, just give me a thumbs up, a like, or something. I wanted to say thank you, first of all, for having me back on the show. I always enjoy myself. It was really nice meeting too, Darrell. Yeah. So yeah, we had some little outside conversations after the break, which I absolutely love. And you know, Lee, I always love her. So yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah, no. These comments, let me see, let me go.
You want to read something? Yeah. Oh, Andrea Young. Oh, that's Andrea. Andrea, we went to school with. Oh, hey, man.
Hey, man. PPO 3 class 95. Okay, what did you say? You said you didn't come from a broken home or lack of love, and with what? Within everything that my parents kept me from. For some reason, it says see more, but I cannot get to it. Is it on yours?
No, wait a minute. Where are you reading?
Yeah, mine is right there, but I can't see what happens.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
We're trying to get to you, Andre. We're trying to give you your
I just want to see what you said. Okay, let me see.
We're going to get a couple of y'all comments in.
Oh, you know why? Because you probably, it's so far back. That's probably why I won't show you all of it.
Thank y'all for these comments. Y'all active today.
I didn't read the comments all the way, but I'm going to say that, hey, Evelyn. Evelyn's here. She's from my group.
Hey, Evelyn.
And Latrice was there, so I saw them. But
hey, Evelyn.
I'm also going to say that, like Andrea said, though, she started to say in that comment that we were reading, sometimes the parents feel that if they hide things from the children that they are protecting them, and that's because that is also how they were raised.
Right.
But because times are changing, and especially now when kids have a computer in their hands, that phone, you can see anything and everything on this phone. You know, you have the internet, and I'm kind of happy that they have it, but also we as the parents have to put some kind of guideline on it. Indeed. You know, I want you to be able to Google it. I don't want you to be like me, had to run downstairs, get your Funk and Wagnall encyclopedia that gave you like this much information, and you like, but yeah, so you know, you have the opportunity to go on your phone, but you know, parents sometimes don't realize that by hiding this or not talking about it because they're uncomfortable will make the child make a decision that is maybe not necessarily correct, you know, or maybe they're just asking their friend and they're saying like, well, what would you do? And the friend might not know either, but because the friend won't be down, oh yeah, well, you know, I'd go ahead and have sex with them. Even though they probably never had sex before, you know, and they're just doing it to be doing it, you know, and then they don't really know. And unfortunately, like I said, you have a lot of parents who are scared to communicate this kind of situation. And it can be scary. It can be scary when your son or your daughter says, well, Mom, what's eating out? You like breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Look, you like, is that what you're talking about? You know, but you have to also, like I used to tell my son, it's so funny. I would tell him, tell me what it is and then use it in a sentence. Because I needed him to make sure he knew what he was saying. So like he in this, I know my son is going to be like, Ma, you telling all my business. So my son had another situation where he actually received fellatio very early.
Yeah.
From a little girl in a school. And of course he didn't say fellatio, he called it head. He said, Ma, I got head. And I said, use it in a sentence. And he said, the girl put her mouth on my penis and gave me head. And I was like, now I know that he know what he talking about. Now I need to explain it a little bit further. And I think that's when I said to myself, I would never hide what he needed to know. Because it was like, damn, this is early, but I need to say something. You know, and I need to let him know it's okay that he said that to me. You know, and sometimes a lot of these little girls can be a little hotter than these boys. And the boys that, you know, their hormones are racing, so they just like, all right, yeah, I'll do it, sure. You want me to put it in your butt? Okay.
All right.
Yeah. You know, they don't really know. And that's why it's important to have a father and a mother around, even if y'all are not together, but to learn how to co-parent, you know, because you need to have that. You need to have that. Naomi, boom. Okay.
Hey, Naomi,
all right.
I haven't seen you in years. Good to see you.
So, first you watch the signs of their curiosity, then explain the birds and bees and the pros and cons in the matter. Yes, Chad, absolutely. But sometimes it doesn't come to you in that way. And I agree that you would explain the birds and the bees and the pros and the cons. But sometimes it doesn't come that way because of something that happened outside of your home that may have took them by surprise, especially boys. You know, these, and I hate to say it, you know, but these little girls are like on fire. You know, they doing stuff because they want the attention that their father or mother is not giving them. Or, you know, they don't know what it means to have attention, good or bad. They don't know the difference.
You're right.
So, yeah,
it all starts at home.
Yeah. Well, it does. But remember, you could be a great parent at home. You could be, you know, all of the things that a parent should be. But if you go out there and somebody can say, hey, you don't want to get in my car? You don't want I'm going to take you for a ride. I'm not going, girl, I'm just showing you my car. How is that girl manipulated? You know what I'm saying? She's manipulated into thinking, oh, he's not going to do nothing to me. My mother made me safe so she can protect me. But at that moment, that's why they're not being protected. You know, we've had so many news informationals come up about girls being taken for like sex shows and sex parties and then what they call trafficking, sex trafficking. We've had so many in Baltimore. Like we're talking about in the last 2 years, we've had hundreds of them. And that's because somebody can say, oh yeah, let me show you these pairs of shoes. Oh, you need shoes? That's what you need? Or you want a Prada bag. I can get you a Prada bag. Or you know what, you want your hair done? Yeah, because your hair in that ponytail and that's not becoming to you. Now I've already got your attention because you're thinking, my mother don't care about me. She made me wear this ponytail. She made me get my hair braided for the first day of school. I don't want my hair braided. I want my hair out like so-and-so.
Right. Hey, and guess I'm sorry to cut you off. We got to go to another break. We got to pay some bills. Please don't go nowhere.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous.
You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback from Sunset Soul Radio.
You know, just us as a people, I feel like you should not feel good about that. I'm not quite sure why people why you would feel happy. Like that's the part I don't understand. Like I can appreciate the women feeling like, you know, they told their story and finally justice is going to be served, but I don't understand the feeling happy about it, or the thought that as a woman, because which I've been hearing that a lot as I hear people talk about it, and I look at it on Facebook, and I've heard other radio stations speak on it. It's like you should as a woman feel vindicated, or you should be happy and proud, or you being a survivor of molestation, I know you should understand and be happy about it, you know, pro Me Too. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with, first of all, that I should feel any kind of way, and I don't find that doesn't make me happy to see a man go to prison, especially at his age, and basically for the rest of his life, and dealing with the fact that, you know, his own personal things, his daughter just died. Like, I can't be happy about that. Even if I feel justice is served, I can't be happy about it. I would just say nothing. I would just feel like, okay, we won, justice is served, and that it will be the end of in my opinion, my emotion. But the thing that bothered me is today, he had, after the sentencing.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back. Okay. We're back. Thank you guys again for your consistency and staying with us. We're talking about sexual addictions. My question though, what are the signs, you think?
The signs of addiction or signs of
addiction, period. Not even just sexual. What you think?
Sometimes they seclude themselves. You know, you can't get them to do much. Same thing with a drug addiction. You know, they're like, oh yeah, I'll come to your party, but then they never show up. Or you know, they're like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in the house. I'm so tired.
Right.
You know, they make excuses about what they're doing or where they are, who they're with. Oh, you on the TV all day long? You watching TV all day long? Yo, no. I was just, you know, watching the show. It's really good. And then they can't tell you the name of the show.
Or nothing about it.
Or nothing about it, right. And they sitting there watching porn all day. Or, you know, for men, and I don't know because my son is older now, but for men, you know, when they're masturbating a lot, they usually go off where they're by themselves because it's a private moment.
You're right.
So, you know, they might do it in the bathroom, in the bedroom, or they might have sex with a woman and then say, oh, you know, I gotta go to the bathroom, and he's in there extra long. That's because he's still masturbating. He's still trying to get off. He got you off, but now he gotta get himself off.
Right.
You know, and same thing with women. Women are like, oh yeah, you know, sex was great. But then she pulling out a toy every 5 minutes talking about, okay, wait a minute, let me get off, you know.
Right.
Or, you know, they have people that just would always want it. They want it for no reason. Right. They want it, you know, morning, noon, night. They like sitting there talking about it. It's like a dream, a fantasy. It keeps happening. So, and then you know your children too. You know your children, and you know your friends, and you know, like, if you don't see them, or they're hiding in the closet, or every time you come home, they like,
right.
You know, they sitting at the table like, huh? What you want me to do? You know. So
right.
Those are the signs. And then, you know, for your kids, you know when your kids had a bad day, or, you know, if they saying, I had a bad day today and I'm going to my room, and you like
changing their pattern.
Right. And they changing their clothes all the time, and you like, why you keep going to the bathroom? Why I don't have no more toilet paper? Like, what are you doing with the toilet paper?
Right.
You know, they putting their little ejaculation in a napkin, hurrying up, throwing away. You know, you see a bunch of toilet paper. It's the truth, though. I mean, y'all laughing, but you know, you got children. You know what's up. Yeah. All your washcloths real crusty.
Yeah, but
or the socks. I used to deal with a guy. His son would masturbate in socks, and there'd be a whole bunch of socks, and I'm like, why you got all these socks out here? He's like, I don't know. He said it's always like they missing. He said they all crusty. I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh, look, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. They was all crusty and whatnot. I was like, ooh.
The young man trying to, you know,
please himself.
Yeah.
Shouts out to him. At least he's being safe about it.
Well,
That's all I can say.
it's safe, but it's unsafe. It's safe, but it's unsafe. You know, it's natural, but it's unnatural when it gets to be a habit. You know.
Well, I must have had some unnatural times in my life because
I think we all
masturbating was a
have.
habit for me at one point.
Well, I'm gonna say this: when you're younger, it's different because it's a getting to know period, especially with boys.
What?
Yeah, because
ask that, like,
what?
I'm gonna ask y'all, as men, is that how y'all get to know your sexual? I don't know, like your sexuality. Is that how you get comfortable with it, with masturbating?
I'll let Mr. White answer.
Oh, you gonna push it on him? You're not gonna
I'm gonna let him answer first.
Okay, well, we gonna hear his answer and hear yours too. Don't try it.
So ask that question one more time.
So does masturbating, like when you were younger, did that teach you how to be comfortable with your sexuality? Like how to have sex with a woman?
No, not my personal experience. My personal experience was one in which I was exposed to pornography early myself. Right? And what's interesting is that, and I don't know if you're chiming on tonight, but I had a buddy.
Right?
He had a foster sister. And I'm telling you,
she was bad. Now look at his face, yeah. She was bad.
I don't know if she was bad.
Okay.
But she was doing some bad things.
Yeah.
So he did. I mean, 13.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she was older.
That's how I start though.
Yeah, she was older.
Cause they start practicing with you.
And then I'm at his house, and he's saying, you know, that's your opportunity right there. I'm paraphrasing. That's your opportunity right there.
Wow.
Oh man.
And I remember opening the door, and she was laying out on the floor. And I closed the door because I didn't know what to do.
Right.
But I remember what I saw.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because once you get that pornography,
it's burnt in.
Yeah. Forget about it. It's hard to get rid of those images.
You're right.
Psychologically.
You're
right.
Yeah, and then subconsciously, when you to answer your question more specifically, one thing that happened to me as a boy that I didn't really understand was wet dreams.
Right.
Right.
Like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you start remembering those images, and then your the mind and the body is so amazing that you begin to draw and make the connections.
Yes.
Right.
On your own.
Yes.
Involuntarily, you make
Yes.
the connections. So before you know it, I'm in there on the floor with her, right, doing what I saw.
Exactly.
And then I get addicted to the feeling.
Right.
And that's when the addiction starts. That's where the cycle
Right.
constant. Because now I'm at a place where I'm alone. But I still have my porn.
Right.
And you have the visual.
And I have the visual.
Right.
So now I'm calling my boy up. Hey, is she on that floor?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And she was ready and available because she allowed it to happen. Yeah.
Right.
So go ahead now. It's
Right,
your
what about
turn.
you, Ty?
Don't think we forgot about you, son.
What was the question again?
No,
No, I want to be accurate.
Go ahead.
Question was, did you was masturbation your way of getting comfortable with sexuality, your sexuality?
For me, it was. Shout out again to my Uncle Reggie. Were y'all here?
No.
All right. Well, like me and Mr. White was talking. I used to have a schedule when I went to middle school. I played lacrosse. When I came from, my games or whatever practice, I'd go to my grandma's house. One day, I get to snooping around. And my uncle was the one, everybody moved out of grandma's house, but you got that one uncle.
That's his name.
That's still there. So I'm in his room. I open the door. He had some poem books stacked about this high. So then I'm being nosy. I see a video. This back when the VHS. I grab a tape, go downstairs in the living room, pop it in. I'm watching the porn. So I'm emulating what they doing, but then, I get an erection.
Right.
It's my first, I've never done anything. So I get, the masturbating. I see the white stuff and the feeling. I'm like, oh, that kind of felt good. I'm going to do it again. So every day after school,
That's what you would do.
I'm doing it. And
It's
the
a
thing
schedule.
is, how my grandma's house is made, front door, TV, me. Pants down on the ankles.
All to the ankles.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, if somebody come through the door,
they gonna see you.
I'm
You
cool.
caught. Right.
But I did get comfortable with myself starting from that. And then with the piggyback off of what you said with the girl in the room, I never forget it. I'm 8 years. The difference between growing up over East Baltimore and West Baltimore. We 8. I don't know if you know Randy Peters.
Yeah.
We go back that far.
Right.
Over East Baltimore, we play ball. After we play ball, they talking about going up such and such. We 9, 8 years old. They talking about against Bosom.
Right. Going up so and so's house again.
Over Park Heights, we hooping and being kids, but they getting coochie. So, like running behind them was like, damn, they doing that at this age. But my cousin, I never forget it. Took me, it was this girl, Sean is what her name is, Facebook friend. Anyway, they had her in a room. I'm 8. My cousin bring me in the room. She like 12. She in the bed. What you gonna do, cuz? What do you mean?
Right, because you didn't know.
Right.
I don't know what to do. He picked me up. She had her clothes on, put me on top of her. I got out of there. Ran. I was scared, but yeah, I would say masturbating, that did get me comfortable with who I am. And you know, emulating those videos got me wanting to explore certain things.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, when I broke my virginity, the girl I had sex with, I still remember that day like the back of yesterday.
Right. Me too.
The girl didn't know that I was a virgin.
Right.
So it was, you know, still to this day she don't know.
I think that, like you said, the connection of remembering what you saw, seeing it in real life and putting it together. And the thing is, if you don't know what you're putting together, somebody could take advantage of you. Like the girl 12, the girl older than you. You know, they take advantage because they're like, oh, I can do whatever I want to him. He don't know no better.
Right.
And that's what I mean. You know, like guys talk about it now and they like, yeah, I used to have this babysitter. She was 15. She let me suck on her tits. Yo, she raped you.
Pretty much.
For real, in real life, that's what she did. She raped you. She was 13 and you was like 8.
Yeah.
She raped you. You know, like they don't want to say that, but it's
That's
the
what
truth.
happened. You got raped. You got raped, brother.
And then you have, and even, you know, and I hate to say it like this, but some people have, most of my cousins are like older. So I didn't have that cousin me reality.
Okay.
But a lot of people that have those younger cousins that are in the same age category or close in age, the cousins did it with the other cousins. Because they didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had sexual experiences. I'm serious. You know, they had like, no, maybe you didn't have it, but I'm telling you, they had cousins that were like 13, 10, and 12, you know, that all hung out in the same kind of family setting. And they would be like, let me see your boobs and let me see your penis. And because they were learning it and they had been taught something or saw something, they want to know, well, what you know about it. You know, let me see. They don't make the connection that we're family and we shouldn't be having sex. It's just the curiosity.
Right.
You know, I mean, I take it back to my experience of getting to know who I was, and it was, like I said, by mistake. I was taking a shower, and you know, back in the day when you didn't have an actual shower, you had that little like piece that you put on the faucet, and it was the hose. So you know, at my grandmother's house, she had the faucet with the hose. At our house, right, exactly, we had the row house. That we had the faucet. You put the little hose thing on, and you was like this. Then you put right, exactly. You put the hose down, you wash your body, pick the hose up. Yeah. So what happened is, I had the hose on, and my grandmother, something had happened where she had to tape the hose to the actual faucet. So the water was coming out real forcefully. And I had the hose up, like washing myself off. And then I got to between my legs, and I was like, oh, wait, what is that? I was like, what is that? So I was like doing it again. I was like,
wait a minute.
Well, hold up. So I opened my legs a little wider, and I was like,
not bad.
I was like, why is this happening? So then, when I went over to my grandmother's house, I was like, you gonna take a shower? I was like, you want me to take a shower? And she's like, oh, this girl wanna take a shower. You know, she never questioned it, but I was like, yeah, I'll take a shower. Look, I'm ready to get in the bathtub.
Right.
But for me, it was like, oh my God, you know, what happened? And then I guess at that age, when your body, especially when a woman's body goes through that much stimulation, it forces your period to come on. Oh. So I was like 8 when my period came on. Wow. So my period came on, and that's when my mother was like, you know, let's talk. Yeah. And I was like, talk about what? I thought she found the hose or something. She was going to say something to me. But she was like, I need to tell you about it. Your body is growing. And then when I got to elementary school, like my boobs were bigger than everybody else. I mean, middle school, my boobs were bigger than everybody else's. And I went to an all-girl school, and I kept on looking at them like, why they don't have boobs and I got boobs? You know, and then by the time I got out of middle school, I was in a damn C cup. And them girls was just as flat-chested. And I'm like, what is going on with me? And then, you know, I got to see other women that look like me. My mother gave me this book called A Woman's Body. And it takes you from the transition from a little girl to a woman. Your period, how your body starts to grow, how the sensation of your nipples and your vagina and your clitoris. And it actually helped me because my mother actually sat down and talked to me with it. You know, we went over the book. So that was just, it was really helpful. But it gave me an opportunity to figure out what was going on and to know what I had. And then I had like sex with a couple of girls before I actually dated guys. And I mean, not the kind of sex like a penetration kind of thing, but I had like sexual experiences with a bunch of girls because I was just curious why they didn't look like me. You know, I had a girl that she didn't have big boobs like me, but her nipples were huge. And I was like, well, mine don't look like that. Why mine look like this and yours look like that? And then we got to the dark skin, light skin. So she had a darker skin vagina and mine was light. And I was like, well, why yours look like that? And she was like, I don't know, you know. Like we had a couple of intimate moments because we didn't know. So we were just experimenting with each other. And then I was saying to myself, you know, like, maybe I don't want to be with a girl. Maybe I want to be with a guy, but I'm scared to be with a guy. So maybe I'll just walk my way through this. So, yeah.
I will say you had us fooled. I still remember.
Yeah, I know. I was a virgin. I was a virgin all through high school. I never had sex until I got out of high school. Actually, the guy will tell you that I had sex with the first time. You know, down the hill, friend of mine. We're really great friends. His name is George Bumbray. He'll tell you I was the first. He was my first boyfriend. He's my first, you know, real boyfriend, and he's the first person that I had sex with.
That's crazy, because she used to talk a lot of shit.
Just because I knew a lot. I knew more than y'all knew. I knew more than y'all knew.
We would have thought that.
Right. I knew
that out. I said, what?
Yeah, and it's so crazy because all the girls that started having sex and getting pregnant, and I was like, damn. I was like, I ain't never gonna get pregnant. I was like, I ain't having sex, so you know.
Were comfortable. You was experimenting and getting to know yourself, so you were comfortable.
And I had a mother who I could actually say, like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, when I got to where it was starting to get like, my boobs, I think, were like a double D by the time I got out of high school. And I was like, yo, I was going fast. I mean, I had hair all over my body. I was like, why? And I mean, I remember guys saying, ooh, I like the hair on your legs. And I'm like, I hate this stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Or, you know, the doorbell thing. Remember y'all used to run through the school? Doorbell. And I mean, they would take that finger and punch so hard in your boob. And it'd be like, oh my!
We had games back in school.
Oh my! Yeah. They used to take that finger and it would be like a knife, and they would go doorbell, boom, and I was like, God, why do they hurt so bad? Yeah. But I didn't realize like it was the sensation of everything, like your period made your boobs hurt, all of that other stuff, you know. And when everybody was, you know, not on their period, and I'm on my period, like in the bathroom with a whole pack. You know, you had the big long pad. You had the pad that was about as long as your arm. You like, I don't want to put this on every day. You know, you hated it. You know, that's before they came out with the Tampax, the tampons, and all that other stuff. Yeah. Man. It was just horrible.
We got to go to another break.
Okay.
We will be back, y'all.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you? I'm just saying. So I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Do you let?
You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something. Okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money
it's
on.
Unrealistic. I'm sorry,
it's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Business owners need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Quick.
We back?
Yeah.
Let me. Look. We gotta pull that on the low.
Pull that on the low. We're back. We thank y'all. If you all would like to call up, please call us up at 410-702-5657. We would like to hear from you, or I can scroll through my phone and call some of you. You all on speaker. Have it whichever way you like.
Okay, so listen, I saw that your post that you're going to talk about titles. So what's up with the titles?
Boom! We can get right into it.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Okay. My question to you all is, do titles matter? Let's say you deal with somebody. You're doing everything that couples do. Going out to the movies, blah, you know, everything. Does it really matter that this person is your boyfriend and girlfriend, or do you just let things flow?
I'll let y'all answer first.
You go first.
Okay.
I say let it flow.
Let it flow?
I say if you let it flow and things are mutual, then you both have an understanding. That connection is there. Y'all have that understanding. Y'all, you don't have to put a title on it because y'all know where y'all both stand.
Preach.
And it'll just flow on its own.
I'm with you.
Okay.
It's a tough one. I think communication is important.
Right.
Because if, I'm just saying if, big little word, I just let it flow. And I'm caught up in what I think is going on because of all of the dynamics. And then here come this other guy. I may be jealous, right?
True.
That may cause some kind of envy and strife and hold on, what's going on?
Right.
I thought we was, you know what I mean? So I think I would appreciate that communication.
I agree with you.
So we know exactly what it is, we know what the boundaries are in this dynamic.
Right.
Rather we have something or we don't. The communication is key. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that. I agree. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Sure?
Yep, you go ahead.
I agree totally. Now, if you deal with somebody and y'all have an understanding as far as, okay, we're not a couple, but we're doing things that couples do, and as long as we respect each other, I think that matters. Yeah. Now, if you're dealing with somebody and y'all, you know, doing other people and all of that, the communication needs to come back to the table again.
Sure.
So, communication, excuse me, but as far as if you're kicking it with somebody and y'all doing things that couples do, I would say let it flow.
Okay.
Your turn.
I need the title.
You need the title?
I need the title. And I need the title because I want you to know I'm yours and you're mine. I want the title. So when we walk out in front of people and, you know, people see me out, oh, that's my lady. That's my lady right there. That's my lady. That's my lady. I feel like that, oh, that's my man. Yeah. You know him? Oh, that's my man. Because I'm going to tell you something. The letting it flow for me has never worked. Because, see, when you, in my situation, you let it flow, you go somewhere, and somebody roll up, like you said, you get a little jealous. And, oh, this is just my friend. This is just my friend. That just my friend, and we doing all this? Nah, that ain't going to work for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when you are in any kind of relationship, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriend, early stages, yes, communication is key. However, when you are around other people, there has to be a borderline. Like if him and I were dating and a guy ran up to me, hey girl, wait a minute, come here, baby, squeeze my butt and all that. First thing, you're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute. This ain't, that's my lady. Oh, my man, I'm so, I didn't know. And he going back, you know, the guy going back up because it's said but not said. That's my lady. Don't put your hands on her. Same thing with me. Come out, him and I going to the movies, and the girl, oh my God, I ain't seen you. Oh, and he like, I did cool and headlights, because you know how men do. Y'all be like, and then the girl, we sit on the side like, oh, is that right?
Right.
And then I had to stick my head in the conversation. That's my man. I'm his lady. You know, and I just feel like at some point, though, I do believe that the title is important.
Right.
Not that you just tell me my title, but you show me my title. It's a respect thing. Same thing with marriage. You know, people say, well, I ain't gotta get married. No, you don't have to get married. However, when it comes down to the law and something is wrong with you, I can't make a decision for you because you ain't my husband. You know, or you can't make a decision for me because I ain't your wife.
Right.
You know, and my thing is, now your mama come up and she gonna make a decision on the man that I've been dating and I've been dealing with for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? See, and that's I try to break it down to people in a medical way because it happens a lot. You know, him and I dating 30 years. We living in the house, we shacking up, we got kids together and everything. And then something happened where he goes into the hospital and they say, well, ma'am, who are you? And I say, I'm his friend. I've been shacking up with him for 30 days. And they said, well, where's mama at? And his mama, she don't care, she want his money.
Right.
Oh yeah, kill him. Take him off life support. You know, do whatever you gotta do. Or she might be saying, well, no, keep him on life support. He wanted to live that way. But maybe he had told me something that maybe is because your relationship with your woman and your relationship with your mama is null and void once you get with your woman. Because now you have dropped off mommy and now you have a relationship. And same thing with maybe, you know, when you're not really dating and it's nothing and, you know, because you know you don't want to get misconstrued with who you are.
Right.
You know, and you don't want to step on boundaries. But I feel like, yes, I want the title because I want the boundary that goes along with it. I don't just want the title for you to say, that's my girlfriend. No, first of all, I'm not a girl anymore, so I'm not your girlfriend. I can do more than a girlfriend can do. I am your woman or I'm your lady.
Let me ask you something, though. Do you think that you need a title to know your boundaries, though, with that person?
I don't need the title for the boundaries. They need the title for the boundaries. It's the opposite person who needs the title for boundaries. Because my thing is, if you say I'm your lady, I already know it's certain things I'm not going to do that I would do if I was single.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The boundary ain't for him, it's for me.
Right.
You know, and the same thing opposite. If I say he's my man, then he know as my man, he shouldn't be doing certain things because it doesn't even look good, it doesn't sound good, it's not good, and it could lead on to other things. So really the boundary is not for me, it's for them.
Speaking of titles,
okay,
would y'all say, I want your opinion on this, titles, do y'all think titles change things? Like, do people allow titles get to their head? Like, have you noticed changes? Like, yeah, it's okay to have boundaries, but sometimes, like I've noticed sometimes, even in my experience, when you add a title, some people just, they switch up altogether.
Well, that's because some people can't handle their title.
Right.
You know, just like everybody you call king ain't a king. And everybody you call a queen ain't a queen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but when you have a title like senator, supervisor, administrator, you know that they run with boundaries, that certain things you can't do with those people, certain conversations you can't have. You know, if I'm at the job, I can have any kind of conversation with you because you and I are peers. But my supervisor, I can't come in there talking about, fuck y'all, I'm late, now what y'all gonna do? You know, I can't say that because that's my supervisor. That person has the power to change my career left or right. But if you my homegirl, me and you can go in the back, girl, I hate this fucking job. I don't care nothing about this job. I was late because I wanted to be late. But you already know that boundary is being crossed. Some people can't handle their line, their title. And I think that at that point, though, is then where communication comes in full set. You know, you have somebody, especially like marriage. People say, well, now that I'm married, I don't bang with this person. You don't have to not be friends with them, but you have to know that there's a place for them in your life, and there's a place for your family in your life. You know, and your children. So you got to make sure that, you know, you have those boundaries with your friends, your family, and your children. Same thing about mothers. You know, men that are mama's boys. Your mama can't keep on jumping in this relationship because your mama, excuse the expression, ain't fucking you.
Topic coming up in a show soon.
I'm serious.
Mothers and sons. I know a lot of women that go through that.
Yeah, because you know the thing is, get off the titty. You ain't your mama's boy no more.
I know a lot of people.
Yes.
It's more now than ever.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Because most of the men are either gone or in prison.
But guess what? Stop letting that be an excuse. Because the one I got ain't gone and in prison. You see what I'm saying? And then here come the mother talking about, don't be doing my son like that. What?
Yeah.
Why are you even here? Right. Why are you even here?
Yeah.
Like, you know, my thing is certain things I'm going to do for your son that you can't do and should not. Because your title is mommy. My title is woman, his woman. You feel me? Or you have the competition with the food, you know, like, oh, I know my son like greens, and I'm bringing over a steak because he said he wanted steak tonight. And then he over there like, yeah, Ma, I really love your greens. Yo, didn't you ask me for a steak? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't trip on because your mother here. Right.
Still go upside.
Right, exactly. Don't do that. Don't try to shame me because your mama here. Because when she leave, you ain't gonna go over your mama house talking about, baby, come on, give me some kisses. Let me go in.
Yeah.
Nah, you gonna be in my bed saying that. So get it right.
Get it right. Get it right. Oh,
so
man.
That's what I mean by the title situation.
Yeah, he has to establish the boundaries.
But that's what I'm saying. He does.
Yeah, he got to establish.
Because the boundary ain't for me to set. It's for you to set.
Right.
So who do you think in a relationship should establish the boundary?
Well, the boundaries for the opposite person is for the person to set. But my thing is, when you have a person, you already know, like women know, I don't know about men, but women know from the get up. Do I want a relationship with him? Am I having sex with him? Or, you know, do I want something else? So when we get to the point where we want the relationship, then that's when we should communicate it. Because this is an early stage where he can even say, oh, you know what, hold up. I ain't really want no relationship, so, and then that's fine with me because you let me know. You said to me, oh, I don't want a relationship. I'm really about the sex. Because now you threw the ball back in my court, and I can say, you know what, I'm good. Sex that we had already, let's charge that to the game. I don't want to do this anymore. But again, you got women saying, well, you don't want to be with me? You sure? Like, I can do this. And then she makes herself more available to this guy, hoping things would change. But he gonna ride the pony out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he already know, I don't want no relationship with you. When a man want to be with you, he want to be with you. he's not going to be like, yeah, you know, well, I can't come over tonight because the guy's having a football game. What? You know, and then the woman, the same thing about the woman. You can't expect the woman to say, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna be your lady, but I'm out here with my girlfriends every night, all night, going to the movies, going to the club, doing everything, but I'm supposed to be your woman.
Right.
And sometimes I gotta pull back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I said I need the type.
I see. Oh,
I need the type.
Sabrina, your baby Bonsu said title is awesome, but not when it's given prematurely.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. When you make the decision to be with somebody, or you want a relationship with somebody, then that's when you say, you know what, I'm really enjoying this relationship. You know, I'm hoping that we can, you know, keep it going and we can be more than just friends, or maybe we can take it to the next level. What do you think about that? Oh yeah, well I want to, or I don't want to. And stop taking it so personal when they say they don't want a relationship. He might feel like, maybe I don't have the right job yet. Maybe I want to make more money. Maybe I want her to have a real man, and right now I don't feel like a real man. You know, sometimes men go away, do their thing, get their shit together, and they come back. It might be too late, but they didn't got their shit together. And they said, all right, I'm back. Boom, got my shit together. Good. I was waiting for you all this time.
Right.
You know, and men do that a lot too, because they want to be somewhere for themselves.
Exactly.
You know, and they, of course, they can't show us what they want to do because they're trying to get it themselves. So you have to allow him to be a man and grow up and do the things that he want to do. And he might just be in between a situation where his past relationship might be on life support, and he trying to figure out what's going on here, but he really does like you. You know, but you have to allow people to say yes or no to your situation.
Got a point. But you got some men out here though that don't like jumping from women to woman to woman, that maybe just taking their time trying to find that wife, so they might not.
And I agree. And guess what? I agree. But again, that's when he would say something like, hey, you know, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. I'm trying to, you know, figure it out.
Right.
And my thing is, you can't make anybody love you.
Exactly.
You can't make anybody love you.
You're
You
right.
know, you have to show them something that they are looking for.
Right.
And that whatever they looking for, because, you know, some men looking for another mama.
A lot.
You know, they are. I mean, some men are looking for another mama. Some are looking for a partner to, you know, throw the spades game. Baby, I'm gonna have a card game tonight over here. And she like, all right, then I'm gonna make the food.
Right.
You know, or baby, I'm going out to the mall with my homeboys, or I want to go to Miami. Baby, go ahead, have a good time. But you should know that when you come back, 2 weeks from now, we going on our trip together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand. You gotta kind of communicate and figure out what kind of man you have, because no man is the same and no woman is the same.
Right.
Chad Davis said you either want to be a desperate housewife or a power couple.
Exactly. And that's the truth. You know, you got a lot of women that get married because it sound good. And they marry because, oh, right now he's got $1 million, he driving a BMW, he got a 6-figure job, but now he got fired. Now he driving a Colt. Maybe he got a putt-putt, he got to start that car up with his feet like the Flintstones. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And now you like, this nigga ain't shit. Can't do that now.
Guys, some people just get married because they like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Rather than being in it.
Right. And that's true.
They want to get out it.
And but see, my thing is, we know this because we get the signal. We just ignore it. We ignore the signal.
Pay attention to them red signs.
Yeah. I mean, and they out there like flashing lights, like boop, 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 boop. But sometimes we're ignoring them because, you know, we feel like, all right, it'll change. something to happen. It'll be different.
Sabrina says some men give a title just to keep sex. Sabrina, how about you call us up at 410-702-5657, because I would like you to elaborate on that. You believe that?
Yeah, I believe that. Some people do give a title because they want you to not give it up to nobody else because they only want it.
Yeah.
But that's, again, something you should communicate.
Right, right.
And that doesn't mean that they're not going to give it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Selfish tactic.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely selfish.
But women do it too.
Yeah, selfish tactic.
Talking about you my man, but she got Peter, Paul, and Bobby over there. Bobby, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike over here.
Right.
You got Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike over there.
Indeed.
See, titles can be tricky. You're right. Titles can be tricky.
You know what? Titles are tricky because you make them tricky. You have to communicate what you want.
Clear communication.
And then my thing is, at a certain age, like, you need to say, I do want it, I don't want it, and be ready to work for it, because no relationship is easy. You're going to, relationships are tested when you go through something.
Right.
You know, and I mean, it doesn't have to be something really big, but you'll decide whether this person is really with you, against you, or for you.
Right.
You know,
right.
when you lose your job, maybe you get in an accident at the job, you got to take disability for a couple of months, or you have to do leave without pay or something. You'll know whether this chick is really for you or not.
Yeah, you definitely know who in your corner.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, this is in like regular life too.
Yeah,
you know,
right?
In our predicaments, you know, when we both got sick, you know, who picked up that phone and said, "Hey, you need something to eat," or who came over and said, "Are you hungry? You know, you want me to do something for you?"
Right.
You know who your real friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever is when you go through something. That kind of situation leads to whether you're making a decision of this is the right person.
Right.
You know. And don't just marry that person because they were there for you that one time. That might have been their plan. I'm going to be there for him this one time. Hopefully when he get well, he throw me a few dollars.
Right.
You know, and you like, wait a minute.
I want to hear the men's point of view. Y'all so quiet.
Hey, I'm absorbing all this game, not even game.
You
this
like what
knowledge.
Chad said?
Chad said if they love you, they'll wait. Love is patient.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Suffering.
Yes.
So you're going through the storms and whatever you're going through, you'll see over time who's
with you, right?
And then let's look at it from a different perspective. And this is controversial, what I'm about to say. That's my preference.
That's okay. I like it.
Sometimes you could be in a relationship with somebody who has potential, right? All the potential in the world, they have the effort. But what they're lacking, unfortunately, is that thing. Whatever that thing is that you really need, they fall short on that thing. So what happened is, instead of being loving enough, being patient enough, that individual, just get out of the relationship, just bail out.
Right.
Say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yep.
You're not, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I've been waiting for some time and still haven't gotten what I'm looking for. So now I'm out.
Right.
But where's the love for real?
Well, the thing is, you could love somebody and still bail.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
How much time we got?
Look,
we got about 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Well, and I'm gonna say this: you could love somebody and still bail. The whole potential thing. You see the potential in this person, and like you said, that thing that you've been waiting for, that thing that you're looking for, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean you don't love this person anymore. It means that they are not living up to the potential you think that they should live up to, or they're not doing that thing that you think that they should do. Now, let me say this: before you bail out, you should have already had that conversation to say, you know, whatever that thing is. You know, let's say in my situation, I was dealing with a guy who had potential, and I thought, you know, he was smart enough to do the things he did, but he was not financially savvy at all. Okay. And I said to him, you know, you have great ideas. You have great business thoughts, but you are unable to bring the thought to fruition. You will not go through the process of the business requirement. You want to go from here to here. With skipping all of these steps, and you have got to go through these steps. And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do those steps, but I'm gonna do them later. Well, you can't go here to here and then repeat the steps back here to try to get it together. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
So then you have that conversation. You say, you know, listen, you know, I was looking forward for us to being together, but I see that, you know, this is not working out because maybe you don't trust me enough to help you with your business venture and me take you from A to Z instead of you going A, B, D, and Z.
Okay.
And I say, well, you know what? I don't think this relationship is for us. And you have to know it hurts like shit to let it go, but sometimes you gotta let it go.
Like Latrice Fellows, she just commented, she said, you see more in that person than they see in themselves.
Yes, sometimes that's definitely a problem.
I've been there.
Me too. Hurt like shit.
It does.
Here's my take on that.
Okay.
My take is, and I'm going to use a common phrase that I hear quite often, ride or die.
Right.
If I'm saying that I'm a ride or die with you, right, there's no condition to that. There's absolutely no condition. So I'm giving myself to you despite of what no matter what it looks like, and despite of what season we go through in life. And I'm going to love you enough to be patient enough to wait for you to develop the way God is going to have you to develop, because I can't change it.
Okay, and okay, I get that. But now let me ask you a question. How long do you wait?
Exactly.
How long do you wait? Because I'm gonna tell you, wait a minute, before you answer this question, I want you to think about what you can ready say. Because see, you said you was gonna be controversial, so bam, I'm here for you. My thing is this: you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, but they dragging you down to more and more. Because for real, this situation is not for them. That is not, like you said, God. Everybody got something that God gave them.
Yes.
Sure.
But just because God gave it to me don't mean I know what God gave me. I'm going to do something else that God ain't giving me that I can't really do. But you going to ride with me, so I'm thinking it's cool that I keep on fucking up.
And I got a timing on this.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you sit there and wait for them to find that potential or see that potential that you see in them, you missing out on other blessings that could be out here for you.
Or they give up.
I respect it.
And you done rode with them, and now they gave up.
Exactly. And now what
well,
you
that's a different dynamic.
It is not.
I'm not talking about somebody giving up.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You riding with the person, though. You said you're going to ride with them unconditionally.
Absolutely.
But my thing is, so let me give you a scenario. You and I together. I say I want to be a beautician. I do have my kitchen. I'm the best kitchen beautician. Now I want to go into my own business. I want to open up a shop. You ride with me. You help me get the shop. But you see, my clients ain't coming in like they supposed to. People are complaining about the way I do hair. I'm not paying my my mortgage to the place on time. I'm going out every dime I get from doing hair. I'm going out spending it on shoes. I'm not thinking about the household. I'm not thinking about you. I'm doing what I think my potential is, which is doing hair. You riding or dying with me. And I keep on saying, baby, I don't have the rent this month for the place. Can you help me with the rent? The rent $2,000. And you like, well, how much you got? And I got $80. And you just gonna keep on giving me $2,000. You're gonna keep on giving me $1,030 every time I ask you. You're just gonna keep on doing it. When do you say, wait a minute, hold up. Yo, is that what you really want to do, or do you want to buy shoes? You want to be a graphic designer, or do you want to be a kitchen beautician? Like, what do you want to do? Because kitchen beautician, are you making the money at home better than you making it in the shop? See, when do you say, wait a minute?
Exactly.
Hey, we got to go to a break. Y'all don't go nowhere. Every time we get juice, we got to go to a break. We'll be back.
I'm loaded.
Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm not even going to say anything.
Let's get loaded.
You got picked.
'50s, late 40s, early 50s. That's not uncommon. It's a lot of. I mean, I can give you examples like that.
But it's a good thing he's dead because she can actually move on. Like you can't move on. If he was alive, if he was alive and she found out she was having sex with her father for 15 years, you can't move on from that. Somebody's got to die.
You can't. It's gonna be hard.
Somebody's got to die. So wait.
That means he didn't know either, though.
Immediately, so I can stop vomiting because I will have nothing else left to vomit. All my insides, all my skeleton.
He didn't know either. That's what would be the crazy part.
He wouldn't. He still doesn't know because he's dead. How does that game go? Marry, screw, kill? How does that work when it's your dad? Oh my gosh, we talk about stuff like this and more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately, the radio show. Only on BeExposedRadio.com and on YouTube live where you can see it.
Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
What does hustle hard mean to you? What does that signify in your life?
That's a lifestyle for me. You know what I mean? Like, true story, I was born into a family and a community of hustlers. Now, let's get focused right quick, because when people hear the word hustler, they confuse it with con artists or something negative. So they like to call people entrepreneurs, right? But the definition, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, but the definition of hustle is forced movement or to be hurried, right? But we're not talking about just pushing other people. Sometimes you got to push yourself, and that what makes you a hustler. True story. So the thing about it is, like, when it comes to hustling, listen, quick story. I used to go buy juleps a lot, right? And my grandmother used to make me clean the yard, you know, shovel snow, do things like that to go get a julep. But one day she was like, look, you putting all your money in someone else's pocket. Save those quarters, and I can teach you how to make a formula, and you can sell your own juleps. You understand? So the next couple weeks, I saved my money.
Always a hustler.
Listen,
got to love
but think
everybody
about
got
this.
a grandma's story like that.
Grandmothers are the natural hustlers because they were the ones who maintained and sustained our families through epidemics. You're talking Big Mama went through slavery and held it. You're talking Big Mama went through the Depression and held it. Big Mama went through crack and held it and still maintains it today. So if
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Right. We are back, and before we get into our topic again, we have new music charts that have been posted, and we got a new #1 on the charts. Rebel Row, another one, knocking out Edward Bird, who held the spot for weeks. Congratulations.
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 Look, ding, 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 ding.
Shouts out to y'all.
That was good.
Okay.
Okay, so we back, and we're on you about the ride or die. Go ahead, let's go. I mean, I'm ready. Okay.
Exactly what you said.
Okay, what I'm saying is, when do you say enough is enough because you rode with this person, but they're taking you down, they're bringing you down? At what point do you say, you know what, maybe this is not a good fit? Or do you say it? Because you said you don't say it.
So it's ride or die, right? That's the or is the conjunction.
Right.
Right? So it's either one or the other.
One or the other.
So if I'm saying I'm riding, I'm riding. It doesn't matter the season. It doesn't matter if you have all the potential in the world and your potential is not manifesting itself in this time.
Right.
I'm riding, period. When I add the die piece, I add the condition. So I need to be clear in the beginning that I'm gonna ride or die.
Right.
But if I say I'm gonna ride, I'm gonna ride. That's it.
So let me ask you a question though. Okay, so have you ever been in a relationship that you gave up the relationship because you knew it just wasn't a good fit?
I have not.
And that's why that's why we're here. All right. Let me bling 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 till the cows come home. Okay. So let me just tell you, that's why you can't see what we're saying.
Right.
Your situation, bless God that you didn't have to go through that. But I've been in a situation, and more than one situation, where you ride for a person harder than they ride for their own self. Yeah. Or their potential is just not developing. They go to a point, and I'm not going to talk about any relationship specifically, but I'm going to tell you that you're in a relationship where the person wants to start a business, or they want to start something that they're good at. Now I'm gonna tell you something. When they made one pocketbook, they didn't stop. They made 1,000 of them. But in order to hustle your pocketbook, you got to be a hustler. I tell people all the time, hustlers are born, they aren't made.
Right.
They're born. You hustle what you do. Your job.
Right.
Your job, you know it. You know how to do it. You can't nobody, fuss with you back and forth about it. They might give you some pointers, but you know the basis of your job. Right. And the reason why people come to you for your job is because they're saying, I like what he's giving out. He's confident at what he's doing. He's telling me something that I didn't get from Joe Schmo. Because believe me, in your job, there's 1,000 people that do what you do. But what makes them come to you? For instance, barbershops. Hairdressers, nail salons. If you go from the top of North Avenue to the bottom of North Avenue, you probably can pick you 1,000 nail salons, 1,000 hair shops, 1,000 barber shops. But what makes you continue to go to your barber? You like your barber because he cut your hair. He said, hey, Darrell, how you doing today? What's up, man? Tell me about your family. How's the kids going? He didn't already engross you in a conversation that you just like, yeah, that's my man. People say, who's your barber? Oh, that's my man. He's so-and-so and so-and-so. When ladies get their hair done, oh, I only go to this one person because she did my hair this way and I got 20,000 compliments. Right. I'm not going to nobody else to do. I go get my nails done at this black salon, but I could go to a Chinese salon. They're going to have me in and out because my girlfriend ain't going to have me in and out. However, me and her going to chit-chat. We're going to drink a little wine. We're going to talk about the kids. And that's what's keeping me there. Right. But they're hustling their business. Right. They're hustling their business because they've perfected excuse me, what they do. Right. And it makes us come back to them. But when you're not good at what you think your hustle is, somebody's got to say, and that might be you. You, the husband or boyfriend, got to say, excuse me, hey, maybe that's not for you. Maybe you're not good at that. I see that you're good at this, maybe not this. Right. And that's what I'm saying. When I say ride or die or know that you have to tap out, I'm not saying that you have to be like, all right, look, your first hair salon didn't work out, I'm out of here. Right. I'm not saying that. Right. I'm saying you have to say to them, maybe hair is not your job. Maybe doing kitchen dues on the side is good for business because you can make your little extra money. Yeah, that's what they are, kitchen beauticians. You know, that might be good, but you really should get a 9 to 5 and then, you know, work that out.
Right.
Maybe I'll clean up the basement for you and put you hair chair down there so you can do your hair down there. But you don't make enough money to keep this salon open.
Well, all right. Well, people, we thank you all for tuning in. Another great show has to come to a close.
I know, right?
Mr. White, along with Miss Go-Go.
Thank you so much.
And you never know, you might see this foursome +1 next week.
Yeah.
See y'all next week. Don't go.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Be Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
Period.
the real.
right.
That's the real deal.
It's period.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3